All rise.
This is Deeper Than Money. Talk to me. I want viewers watching my show to believe in themselves.
Judge Hatchett is compelling.
If he is not going to honor you, he needs to be gone.
Compassionate.
I don't want you to give up on your dreams. I don't. And I want to figure out how we get this straight.
She's powerful.
If I were in this situation, I would have put you out too.
And she's on the bench.
I feel like I'm being judged here.
That's what I do.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Contractor Darius Bennett is suing Tamika and Marcus Clark in the amount of $4,500. Mr. Bennett claims the co-defendants refused to pay for upgrades to their bathroom remodel and says they also kept his tools.
Hi, I understand that you are suing the Clarks for $4,500, that you are a contractor and that you say that they owe you money for work that you performed in their home.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So how did you all even come together? Did you know them? Were you a referral? What happened?
Yeah, I got them through a referral somewhere around May. I was doing a upgrade on a bathroom with their neighbors. They came by, they liked the work, they liked the price that I gave the neighbors. Was happy to take the job and gave them a considerable discount. Plus gave their neighbors a fee for
referring?
For the referral, correct.
So the neighbors were pleased.
Neighbors were
They
pleased.
would not have referred you.
Right, correct.
And so then you started doing work for the Clarks. What were you contracted to do for the Clarks?
I was going to upgrade their bathroom, remodel their bathroom, and then she wanted to add a princess or a queen's closet or something, I don't know, some type of extravagant closet. So I had to upgrade the closet and expand the space. I did a tremendous amount of work.
Did you have a contract?
Yes, we had a contract.
And what did you agree to do the work for? How much?
We started off at $8,000, but we agreed to settling at $7,500. I was happy to do the discount. Like I said, I was trying to not only get their business, but their other neighbor's business and more business on the street. Everything was working out fine at first, and then she started putting in these extra.
All right, hold on just a second, I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
So now you have engaged Mr. Bennett to do this work at your house.
Yes.
And he was referred by your next door neighbor?
He was. The thing that he did at the neighbors was fabulous. He did it in a timely manner. The budget was on point. So yes, I wanted my Love Island and my housewife's closet with the chandelier. You know, I want to put my Birkin bags or whatever. So he said, okay, yes, say less, I got you. It was originally $8,000. We did go settle to $75,000. We paid him $4,000 cash, okay? And then we were to give him the remaining balance once the project was completed, okay? He never completed it. So he's not getting nothing. He's not getting another red cent from us. You didn't finish the project. So
well,
yeah.
I'm going to decide on that. I will decide whether he gets more money or not after I hear the evidence. So with the $7,500 that you all agreed to do, he was going to do what?
He was going to remodel our bathroom. He took the tub out and put in a new shower, and I got to pick out the tiles and all the doors that I wanted, and then he was going to give me my closet, my dream closet with the chandelier that I wanted, and we agreed. We did the footprint, the blueprint, everything. Can I just show you what it's looking like now? No chandeliers, no closet fixtures, nothing. So how do you figure that you're finna get some more money from me and you didn't even finish the job?
It was great. I would love to finish the job.
So what happened, Mr. Bennett? What
happened?
I take pride in my work, but I was actually shut out of the house one day because of some disagreement about her wanting this expensive tile from Italy or something. But it wasn't in the original budget. She kept making all these extravagant upgrades. It's kind of like somebody having a champagne appetite with a beer budget. And
well, let's cut through this. Let's cut through the bottom line of this. Ms. Clark, did you make upgrades after you agreed to the $7,500 price?
Your Highness,
yes or no? Yes or no? Did you make some additional upgrades?
I paid for those out of my pocket. He called me up to the hardware store and told me to come pick out these tiles. I fell in love with these tiles. They were Venetian, gorgeous. They went with the theme that I wanted. He called me up there. I work at the DMV, so let me take off right quick so I can come up here and accommodate you. It comes up to $1,000. He makes me go in my pocketbook and pay the extra $1,000 on top of the $4,000 that I've already given him. So mind you, that's what, 5 racks now? Okay, so.
But the upgrades for the tiles that you wanted was different than the $7,500 that you all agreed to. This was an upgrade, right? That you were then to pay extra for the tiles?
Which I did, correct.
Okay, so then that's not a problem, right?
Well, he should have told me that that was a part of it and that what you wanted for the 75 does not include the Venetian tiles and what you wanted. Why would you call me to come to the hardware store to pick out what I want? It doesn't make sense.
I want you to respond to that, yes.
Okay, Your Honor, the tiles I had picked out were about $500. She didn't like those tiles, so I said, you know, why don't we all take a look at the bathroom together, give you this upgrade, you know, for these tiles that you like that ended up costing $500 more outside the budget. I was so generous about it that I said, you know what, instead of me taking that extra $500 off, I will just take it out of the budget that you already owe me $3,500. I'll lower it to $2,500, and it still wasn't.
How you acting like you did me a favor when I paid the extra $1,000? Of course that's gonna go towards the budget.
Coming up on The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
What's going on here?
He wasn't going to get his tools back because he didn't do the job.
What tools?
But now, if you locked him out, how could he finish the job? That's where I'm stuck.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Darius Bennett, who is suing Tamika and Marcus Clark for breach of contract.
But you did want the extra tile, right?
He said that that was a possibility, of course. I'm not no basic lady. I want what I want. I want the chandeliers.
But the $1,000, hear me out on
Okay.
this, the $1,000 that you paid when you went to the hardware store.
Correct.
They got the different tile. Then you said, okay, this is what I want, which would have been an upgrade, yes?
Correct.
Okay, so that shouldn't be an issue,
No,
right?
it's not.
I mean, we're okay because you...
Because I paid for it.
Because you paid for it, right? So that you were then happy that that was done. So where did we get off the rails on this project?
It's not done. It's not completed. He has
we have
yet to
pictures?
finish.
We got pictures, Your Honor.
He hasn't done anything. And I paid, so how are you going to demand some money and the work's not done?
Your Honor, I was
doesn't make
locked out of
sense.
the house.
This is how he left the
Wasn't allowed-
closet.
Okay, I
Okay,
apologize.
that's how it is to this day. This is how the bathroom was before, and that's how he left it. Paint to, and then, yeah, no, this is ridiculous.
So tell me what I'm looking at there.
This is the before. Okay,
Before.
so
Okay.
the neighbors, they had some done. So I said, oh, come over and see ours. And he had a whole vision of what he could do with this. He was going to take the tub out, because, you know, I like to relax and soak with the rose petals and all that. But he's like, oh, no, we got the new Venetian shower doors, whatever. Let's upgrade. Fine. Go to the next one. Let me show you what it looked like now. This is how he left it. This is how my bathroom is to this day, right now. No running water, there's no vanity, there's no medicine cabinet. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense, and it's unacceptable. Use the word, lady.
Well, it looks like it was
Unacceptable.
on the way to being very nice.
On the way is
you,
not
Your Honor. Thank you.
arrived.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to get to, so I can rule on this.
Okay.
What happened? And I'm going to give you a chance. Poor Mr. Clark, he hasn't been able to say anything. I'm going to figure out what's going on with you in a minute.
Okay.
What happened? You said that you couldn't finish because you were locked out of the house.
You see this sink ensemble here. That's about a $1,200 to $1,500 sink ensemble. We had originally in the agreement a $900 sink that I went and it took and paid for. I got a $900 sink because she wanted to upgrade the sink and put new sink fixtures. Then she went, if you look at the invoice here,
me
as
see
my
that.
evidence, she was supposed to pay for the shower kit and the paint and the shower door. There's why there's not a shower door on there.
Take it out the $5,000 that I already gave you.
She ended up making me pay for. She sent me an email. I got evidence of that too, saying that she was going to only pay me $1,250 now instead of the $2,500 that she owed me originally on the balance, because now she's making me pay for the sink set, the new sink, the shower kit, and the paint. I told her that's ridiculous. Well, can I come at least get my tools because I have another job? She wouldn't even let me come get my tools. She done, took my tools for hostages like they POWs in war.
Mr. Clark, what's going on here?
He wasn't going to get his tools back because he didn't do the job.
What tools?
But now, if you locked him out, how could he finish the job? That's where I'm stuck.
First of all, we wasn't there.
Right, we have jobs.
I'm a truck driver. I was on the road about an hour away, and my wife, she's at work, so we're not just gonna, there's no way we can let him in the house until we get
But
off
he
work.
has to be in the house to get the work
But
done.
let me tell you, this kid gonna sit up and call the police to come escort him to the house. He brought the police to my house
Well,
as
you
a
had his
contractor.
tools. You had his tools.
He needed to come finish the job. How
brought
you
the
go? Of
police
course, I'm
out
gonna
to
keep
protect
him.
both of us.
How is he gonna finish the job if he's locked out of the house? I don't get that.
Well, he's asking for 100,000. I need another 1,000 here, another 1,000 there. You're not gonna keep playing with me and think I'm just gonna cough up thousands and thousands of dollars. So until you can get $5,000 worth of work that you need to come finish, you're not getting nothing from me.
Let me
Why would I
ask
give
this-
him the tools?
Calm down. Let me ask you this question. What about the other upgrades that he's talked about? Did you pay for those upgrades?
Yes. The $5,000 is what all that was paid for, yes.
Have you noticed she took, here, can I
He's a crooked
admit these
contract,
into-
and he needs to be stopped.
I only work on word of mouth business, and I mean,
And
I
you
can't.
watch the
Well,
Yelp
your
reviews.
neighbors
I'm
thought he was pretty cool.
And then and in the beginning, everything was great until she started 3 weeks in. Right
Wait
away,
a minute. This is what you said. You said, hey, Darius, no need to return back to the house today. Also, we decided on paying you $1,250 instead of the cost of the sink.
Exactly. You are not welcome to come back to do anything until you run me my money.
So now you are locked out of the house. They told you not to come back
And they
until
keep
you
him
paid
out,
the
too.
$1,250.
No, $4,500 or something.
$1,250.
No, they wanted me to pay them $5,000
You didn't pay anything,
or
so
something
what's the,
back.
what are you talking about?
Now, why did you want him to
4,000,
pay
excuse me.
$4,500?
Because I have overly paid him, and now he's trying to bamboozle more money out. What's to say that tomorrow he's gonna say, "Oh, you owe me another $1,500 because of this.
Like
oh, I
this
need
work
another
just did
$700."
itself.
Cut the madness. Enough is enough, and too much is foolish. Finish what you started. I'm not
All right.
paying you nothing else
I'm getting
until
ready
you
to rule in
finish.
this case. Let me ask you these 3 questions, and I want you to listen. What was the value of the upgrades that they wanted? We're talking about above the $7,500. What was
Well,
the value of that?
The sink was $1,500. I'm not exactly sure what the shower kit and whatever the paint cost, because they were supposed to pay for it by themselves already, but they were just trying to take it out of the amount of money that they already owed me on the
So
balance.
where was it agreed that any upgrades other than the ones listed in the contract they would pay for?
Coming up,
Yeah, well, let me tell you, you're a businessman. Don't ever do that again.
Right.
If there are any
Definitely not
upgrades
mistake.
to what you've agreed to, it's got to be in writing, right?
you're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Darius Bennett, who is suing Tamika and Marcus Clark for breach of contract.
It was a verbal agreement at first, and that's I should have gotten it in contract at that time that there wouldn't be any upgrades. If the upgrades would be paid more, but when we pulled the contract out and it was written and signed, I mean, it pretty much told them everything else that they wanted to pay for would be paid for on their own, but we didn't have a agreement, I should say, on whether
So you
they
was lying under oath, for
the
real?
expenses.
Wow.
on what would be if the expense. But I figure that's just common sense. If you're gonna go some upgrades over the.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, you're a businessman. Don't ever do that again.
Right.
If there are any
Definitely not
upgrades
mistake.
to what you've agreed to, it's got to be in writing, right? Now, what you said to me, and I believe this, is that you wanted this to be lovely. You referred to it as a champagne closet with a chandelier so you could put all of your designer bags up there. I feel you. I have had a closet redone. I have to be very clear that this is my budget and this is what I'm gonna get in this budget. And if there are any upgrades to that, then we've got to be clear about how it gets there. Do you see what I'm saying? And what I am not hearing is that, one, you should have gotten this in writing. And then what happens when you call the police and what happens about your tools?
They were concerned about me not finishing the job with picking up my tools, but I was telling them I have another job actually that I'm going to.
Coming up,
How long does she have your tools?
I haven't got them back yet.
And you're not getting them back until
No,
you
this
come
was
finish
in
what
May.
you're
Not getting
supposed
it
to
back to
do.
the job is done.
What
I will
tools?
decide if he gets the tools back.
you're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Darius Bennett, who is suing Tamika and Marcus Clark for breach of contract.
I want the customer to believe that they're always right, but they are usually right, except for when the money doesn't add up.
I'm having a really hard time doing the math on this. Okay, $7,500. $7,500 was what the agreed contract was for.
Correct.
Everybody
Yes.
can agree on this,
Yes.
yes?
Yes, ma'am.
$7,500. You told me that you paid him how much in the box?
$5,000.
$4,000 in the
$4,000
beginning.
initially till you came up at the
Then
register talking about pay that extra
that
thousand,
wasn't-
remember?
Yeah.
Well, no,
Pay
no,
the
no,
extra
no, no,
$1,000
no,
on top of
that's
the
where,
$4,000.
that's where it doesn't make sense.
See?
Because if you want extra tile, that $1,000 was on you.
Why did he invite me to come see it then?
Right.
Why did you
Because
say,
you
come on
said-
down and pick it out?
You said that you wanted a different tile
Well,
than
he
the one
should have said
brought.
that's not in what we agreed. You cannot do that. But he said, hey, come
Try
on
to
down
make
and
the
meet me
customer
down here and
happy.
pick out some tiles. Oh, I'm on my way. Like, make it make
Well,
sense.
then why did you pay for it at the register?
Because that's what I wanted, and he told me that's what I could get.
But the upgrade for the new tiles was what you wanted, and that's what you paid for.
Correct.
So now we can't tack that on to that. So now we're at, how much did you get paid up front?
I got $4,000 up front. The original budget they were supposed to give me on the back end balance was $3,500. Because she took the $1,000 towards her tiles, I dropped it down to $2,500 that she was only going to have to give me on the balance. Then she came back throwing in the sink and the paint and the shower fixtures.
It had to match.
And told me she's only going to give me $1,250 now. And keep my tools.
How long did she have your tools?
I haven't got them back yet.
And you're not getting them back until
No,
you
but this
come
was
finish what
amazing.
you're
Not getting
supposed
it
to
back to the job is done.
What
I will
tools?
decide if he gets the tools back. First of all, you need to check your attitude in here. If you are dissatisfied, you do what you did, you come into court. You cannot take his tools and lock them up.
Judge Hatchett's verdict when we return. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
So you, by your own testimony, said that you dropped it down to $2,500.
Correct. Yes, ma'am. Oh, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
And the bathroom is not finished.
At all.
Not allowed to be
all.
finished.
But you locked the man out. His biggest mistake is that he didn't get this in writing. That's
And he's
what
a
he should have
businessman.
done.
That's on him.
And,
Supposed to be in business
and
then.
that's
Didn't
exactly
get
what I'm
writing.
saying to him. This was a major mistake on his part. You have got exactly 24 hours to voluntarily release these tools. Let's start there. Now, one or two things can happen. You can agree that you're going to give him a reasonable time to come in and finish this work. But if you don't want him in your house, then fine. Then we'll order that you give him the $2,500 due because, first of all, you kept his tools illegally. And then secondly, he didn't have an opportunity to come in and try to fix the situation. And so really, that's going to be my judgment. Return the tools within 24 hours and pay this man $2,500. If there's nothing further, we'll stand adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The co-defendants have been ordered to pay $2,500 and return the tools.
Ridiculous. You foul, and I'm gonna be leaving a lot of Yelp reviews. You'll see. You'll
No, you're
never.
not. You are just being mean and vindictive. Get them out. Just get them out of here. Get them out.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.